The room was tense, charged with a quiet storm. Capitol Hill had never felt this heavy, not even during the most heated debates of history. Senator John Kennedy, known for his wit and calm composure, sat at the polished mahogany table, listening as Mike Pence, former Vice President of the United States, leaned forward with a smirk that dripped with condescension. Kennedy had heard insults before. Politics is no stranger to harsh words, but there was something in Pence's tone, a carefully veiled belittling, that struck a nerve. "You know, John," Pence said, his voice smooth but sharp, "sometimes I wonder if your understanding of the issues matches your confidence." The words hit Kennedy like a cold gust of wind, uninvited and sharp. A ripple of murmurs passed through the small group of aides and journalists gathered in the room. Kennedy's eyes didn't flicker, his body remained still, but inside, a storm was brewing. The insult wasn't just a slight, it was a challenge to his integrity, to the years he had spent fighting for his constituents, to the very core of who he was as a public servant. For a long moment, he said nothing. His mind raced, not with anger, but with clarity. He thought of his father, a man who had taught him that silence could be a weapon if used wisely. He thought of the people he served, the farmers, the teachers, the small business owners, and realized that this wasn't about him. It was about truth, about accountability, about showing that leadership was more than titles or smirks. Then, Kennedy leaned forward. His voice, calm yet piercing, filled the room in a way that made every journalist sit up straighter and every aide hold their breath. "You may underestimate me, Mike," he said, each word deliberate, "but I've spent my life proving that integrity isn't a thing you inherit, it's something you earn every single day." The sentence hung in the air, electric and undeniable. The smirk on Pence's face faltered, replaced with an almost imperceptible unease. Kennedy didn't stop there. He continued, weaving his story not of personal attacks, but of undeniable truths, the struggles of ordinary Americans, the unseen hours of lawmakers trying to bridge partisan divides, the sacrifices that never make headlines but shape the lives of millions. As he spoke, Kennedy's voice carried a warmth and sincerity that cut through the tension. He spoke of his own failures and lessons learned, of the times he had been doubted, dismissed, and even ridiculed, but had never let it define him. He reminded everyone in the room that leadership was about courage, not ego, about listening, not lecturing, about standing firm when others would bow. The journalists scribbled furiously, sensing the gravity of the moment. Pence shifted uncomfortably, realizing that Kennedy's words weren't just a response, they were a mirror reflecting the ideals he had publicly championed but privately faltered on. Kennedy's one sentence had indeed changed everything. It reaffirmed